hits instead of throwing the ball away because he wanted his completion percentage to stay like in the 70% range and things like that. So Shedeur got hit a lot, man. He shouldn't have got hit on. They could have been throwaways, but his passing percentage would have went down. You know what I'm saying? Right. And even this past game, I think they was trying to get him to 500 yards pass. They say running plays, man. Before South Dakota State got their last possession. All Colorado had to do was run the ball.
Run the ball and kill the clock.
Exactly, but he threw it. They say he threw it.
Right, yeah, and that was him. That was him. That was more so him. He's talking about he's seen cover zero. Talking about that's disrespect.
Yeah,
that's not a good sign.
That's not.
That's not a good sign. He's got all the talent in the world, but that mentality, that's not a good sign.
That's right. Now he a top tier talent, but then you like, is he a leader? You know what I'm saying? Then you start asking, is he a leader? You know what I mean? Because
I'm sorry.
And I hope he's not throwing off, a play come in and he like chucking the play because, my dad, the head coach. You know what I'm saying? So the play come in from the sidelines. He's like, no, I'm going to do this. You know what I mean? So that bears to take notice.
And him and Prime had two conflicting stories on that play. Prime going to say some nonsense about him trying to be a nice guy. One of his guys didn't have a big play in the game. He just wanted to get him one. But then Shedeur come to the press conference and say, they was in cover zero. That was disrespectful. So I took a shot, but I'm going to learn from that. That
was Deion way of trying to clean it up. Like,
yes, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It was Deion way trying to clean it up.
Yeah. But we looking past the elephant in the room. Look how they played the Division II champs.
Yep.
Colorado State's not even in the FBS.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure out where they see this top draft pick number one talent out of him. If I'm looking at it, I'm looking at him as being going to a team that already has a quarterback that can develop the future. I don't see him being picked number one as a number one quarterback.
Well, he ain't going number one. I don't think he's going to come off the board number one anyway. I don't think he comes off the board before Travis Hunter.
Let me tell you,
what you said.
But if you listen to how they was praising him after that damn game, them Deion supporters that's in Deion's back pocket, you would have thought you would have thought he did all that against Georgia.
I'm interested in there's two things real quick. As far as trying to make sure it's like you said, Tom, his percentage is going down and stuff. Deion, a pro athlete, been in the NFL. He knows that those scouts, they know how to scout players. They don't necessarily need your fucking stats to determine who you are. You understand what I'm saying? Because, Flacco didn't have no stats, but the Ravens saw something in him. So player personnel, that's one thing. Second thing is I'm just tripping off the whole idea about Dallas Cowboys not re-signing Dak, clearing the way for this kid, Shedeur.
No.
What?
Let me tell you, and I'm a Cowboys fan. Now, listen, I'm a Cowboys fan. First and foremost, Shedeur, he's not pro ready. Let's talk about it. He is not pro ready yet.
What?
You can't say that this man is doing his thing when he's beating up on Division II champions and he's not really doing anything against the top tier of the league.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's not doing the top 10.
What's good? What's good? That's G-Day?
This the man. Yeah, this the man right here. He said, "What's good with you?" I got my earphones in. He can't hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's
Talking
good?
about Deion and that Colorado situation. Yeah.
So Cowboys. Listen, Cowboys is setting up the dude that they got from San Francisco. In the story,
he's horrible, man.
But he's the next up. He's the next up.
Maybe not. He might not be on the team after this year, man. He might not. They might have to go elsewhere and bring another coach. If Dak don't resign, they might have to go elsewhere. That boy, Trey Lance, he's horrible, man.
I see.
So you don't like Trey Lance?
I don't like him at all, man. Because he hasn't. What I've seen from and mind you, haven't been a lot. I haven't seen a lot from him. But what I've seen since the 49ers moved up to the number 3 pick to take him, I think it was number 3. He was number 3 or number 2.
Just
To take him.
Yeah.
It's like, man, he hasn't even stepped forward to prove that he can do that job. Then they bring Purdy in, Mr. Irrelevant, last pick of the entire NFL draft, and he beats him out. And they move on from him. He goes to Dallas. Now, you ain't going to see a lot of, I mean, but that's Dak there, so you ain't going to get a lot of time, you know what I'm saying, on the field and stuff. But even when he did play, man, he don't look well. Even that preseason game, he threw 5 picks. And that wasn't against starters. That was against second and third stringers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I don't know, man. I ain't sold on him, though. I'm not sold on him.
I mean, yeah, but he's not really that good. But like I said, they're not going to pay Dak that money.
I don't think they pay Dak that either. But I'm just saying, that don't mean he got to be up. They can go get a quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
They can go get somebody. They can. And Deion Sanders' son ain't the one you want to get.
I don't think I'll mess with Shador maybe before like the 3rd round, though. I think maybe like a 3rd round I'll mess with him. I wouldn't go 1st round pick with him.
If I can get him in the 5th or 6th round and take a chance on him, I would.
Yeah, but I would mess with him before the 3rd round, maybe. Yeah, I'll go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Rock out with him, but my homeboy said that. But I'm like, nah, man, not no 1st round pick. Definitely not the number 1 pick. Definitely not.
Right.
Yeah.
Why though? Why is Deion and them trying to put him up in the number 1 though?
Because it makes more money. He makes more money. That number 1 pick makes more money. Everybody in that 1st round makes the top tier money.
Well, but I mean, my thing is though, everybody know, and like if you watch football, you know that this dude, like you said, he never beat nobody that's ranking in the top 25. So
it's the Cowboys' method of marketing. Okay.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders know his son hasn't beaten anybody that's worthy. So what you do, you get your boys to talk about his single gameplay against bums, but bring out his stats.
They're in a tougher conference this time, though. They're in the Big Ten now. They're in a tougher conference, so he's gonna be going up against some formidable defenses, man. And
I thought they was in the Pac-12.
Is it the Pac-12 ain't no.
No, what
I thought they in the big. What there might be that, man.
They changed conference. Yeah, they changed conference.
So maybe in the Pac-12 now. But I thought it wasn't no Pac-12 no more. No, it ain't no Pac-12 no more. Because USC gone to the SEC, I think. Either USC.
Right, but I thought they still kept the Pac-12.
No, it's only like 2 teams in the Pac-12, like Oregon State and somebody else. Hey, Mike, if you get a chance, man, while you're at your computer, see if you can look that up. But I think the USC even the Big 12 now. I think it's the Big 12.
Well, hey, if the Colorado's in the 10, they ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah.
Okay, because the 10 is probably, if you really look at it on paper right now, I think the 10 is actually a little bit more tougher than the ACC is.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah, for sure, definitely. But
so you said look up the Pac-12 conference.
Yeah. The big. What is that called? The Big 12.
Yeah, just see what conference Colorado's in. That's all.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I think it's the Big 12. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be the Big 12 they're in. I know there was a 12 something.
Yeah. I think it's the Big 12 or something like that. Because they just switched. This year is the first year to switch. Because I think Texas in the SEC now. I think. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah, I think Texas in the SEC now. Yeah.
And then the ACC got a couple of West Coast teams.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. You got to do them cross-country flights, man, for a conference game. That's crazy.
All right. What conference is Colorado in? Yeah, man. I just think that it don't make no sense for the all this moving around with these different teams for real.
You got to,
man, but like man say, it's all money. Man, that Clayton always say that. It's about money. That's what drives everything. You know what I mean? $1.
Yeah, you got Colorado is in the Pac-12.
Yep, they're in the Big 12.
They're in the Pac-12 or the Big 12?
Big 12.
Pac-12.
Huh? Pac-12. Oh, okay.
Colorado is in the Pac-12. Hey, so look.
Oh, the Pac-12. Okay.
Hunter is in a boot.
Yeah, he had an ankle. He had an ankle the other day. He had an ankle the other day. They say it ain't nothing serious though.
He'll play. Trust me, he'll play.
Then let me ask y'all this though: Would you continue to play him on both sides of the ball?
No,
Absolutely.
I would.
Absolutely.
You would, man. I would, man.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna tell you what.
I think Colorado don't have a choice.
Right, and that's what I was going to say. If he doesn't, put it this way, if he doesn't play both sides of the ball, two things are going to happen if you Colorado. One, you're not going to get his excitement on both sides of the ball. Okay? He brings excitement to both sides of the ball. If you advertise that he's only going to play one way, you're going to lose people that want to watch him. Right now, he's the most exciting player in college football. Right. Not because of the team, but what he does on both sides of the ball.
But
like last year,
with that being said, though, that's a dangerous game to play because he's playing so many snaps.
Listen,
he got to make it. Listen, him and Shador got to make it through the season.
Listen, listen.
That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it.
They don't have to make it. Listen, they don't have to make it through the season, and I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Because one, they're not going to the playoffs. Okay, so they got to build that highlight reel as much as possible to make sure they go number one and number two. And how do you do that? By playing. They're not going anywhere. Colorado's not going anywhere.
That's a good point. But listen, I think both players have been established in terms of their talent and what their potential is. And I think they're getting drafted at this point, regardless. If they don't play another game this year, they get drafted. Second thing is you risk injury and you risk even getting drafted at all. You can have a career-ending injury. So you got to really be careful.
But you can do
that boy that much. But only the problem with Deion is he has to win. So he's got to play that kid.
But see, you can get hurt just playing offense. The problem the problem is you gotta keep your draft stock growing, okay? Because if you don't play hard your last 3 games, somebody can come and take your draft position. They're playing right now for draft position. That's what they're playing for.
That might be the
They're
case
not playing
for Shador, but do you think that's the case for Hunter though?
Yes, absolutely. It's the case for both of them because you got to remember they're not playing that Georgia schedule. They're not playing that Alabama schedule. They're not playing that Michigan schedule. So when you're not playing on those, when you're not playing those top teams, people tend to look at you differently than somebody that is playing those top teams.
Right.
So let me ask you a question. If Shador, like yesterday, he throws 400 yards against South Dakota. But the dude from Alabama throws 350 yards against a top 25 team. Who in your book is better at this point?
Well, it's not necessarily about who's better because I'm gonna say this.
It is. That's where draft comes in at.
Let me make my point, man. Because your auxiliary pieces, the supporting cast and stuff, that plays a part in how successful you can be and the numbers you can put up. So it's a possibility that Shador could be a better talent. But the other guy has better talent around him. They making completions, yards after the catch, things of this nature. So I can't determine it. I just can't determine it strictly on stats.
Let me ask you a question. To be a better talent, you have to prove you are the better talent when you play the better talent. You could be an all-star, but you could be an all-star playing against bums, and as soon as you get to the NBA, you look like shit. Because you playing against people with the same level of you.
But sometimes, though, I'm just saying, when you're in the business of recruiting talent, you can recognize elite talent because that's the business you in. It's not necessarily always about who you playing against and stuff. I'm looking at the intangibles because one thing I know on this next level, you're going to be playing with some great motherfuckers around you. Right. So if I can take your talent and insert it into my program, I'm going to take you to another level.
But when you picking number one or you picking in that first round, you ain't picking hopefully maybes. When you pick that first round, you picking dudes that's gonna play for you now. That's what you do. So if I need a quarterback and I'm picking up Deion Sanders' son in the first round, I'm picking him up because he's gonna start for me.
But look, that's a good point. But let me say this though. The New England Patriots drafted that boy Drake May out of Carolina with the number 3 pick. And they're not starting him because they said he's going to get killed behind that offensive line.
Absolutely.
So to Clayton's point, you bring him into with an organization, you got to make sure certain pieces are around him. Look at Bryce Young down in Carolina last year. He got killed. He got killed.
And that's my whole point. When you draft, you got to make, when the NFL people drafting, they're drafting for positions they know that these guys can handle because they did it. Both guys you just mentioned played elite teams in college. They played those tough teams in college. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that Deion's son is a bad quarterback. Not by far, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the hype train to put him number 1 is overzealous because of the fact
he's going to be the first quarterback off the board, regardless. He may not be the number 1 pick. He's going to be the first quarterback off the board.
And that's what I'm saying. That's saying a lot too, though, Clay. That's saying a lot too, though.
So who's the better talent in college basketball than Deion? So who's
the better talent in college football?
Yeah.
Right now, I don't know.
The dude from Georgia. The dude from Georgia. The dude from Georgia.
Let me ask you a question. If you got to pick number 1 today, who's the number 1 pick?
The dude from Georgia.
What's his name?
I can't remember his name, but he lit it up last night.
Hey, that's my point.
No, it's not a point.
But listen, Shadeur is talented. He's elite.
No, he's not. Who did he? Okay. All right, man. So let me ask you a question. If he's elite, who did he beat?
So see now that's where you're contradicting me right now. I'm gonna tell you why. Because quarterback position is different. What's the name?
I play quarterback.
Let me finish.
I play quarterback.
Go ahead. You asked the question.
Oh, man. Wait a minute, man.
You asked the question.
Yeah, I'm not going.
So let me finish. Caleb Williams just went number 1. What was his record last year? See, Trevor Lawrence was known as the number 1 pick the first time he stepped on the floor. Wait, let me finish. But
go ahead.
Yo, you need talent. Every quarterback that played for Alabama beat everybody. Tell me how did they do in the NFL? Tell me the last quarterback from Alabama that won all that national championship that was successful in the NFL. Please tell me one.
Hold on. First we're talking college, and you said Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams won the Heisman Trophy.
I know, but you said who they can beat. He won the
Heisman Trophy.
He won national championship undefeated.
He won. Listen, okay. Again, if Shakur wins the Heisman Trophy, then I say okay. But Shakur has not. Listen, he has not.
They got 3 losses or more.
Listen,
he win the Heisman Trophy. They got 4 losses.
Listen. The way college football is set up, okay. It doesn't give all teams the chance to win the whole game. Look what happened to Florida State last year. They went undefeated and didn't even play in the playoffs. So we can't talk about that.
Well, you know, it's 12 teams now. It's 12 teams now. Yeah, it's 12
that's what I'm talking about. But what I'm talking about is the fact Shadeur has not beaten one team since he's been in college in the top 25.
Didn't he beat TCU last year?
They beat TCU.
Yeah, but listen, so man, if he wins the Heisman, though, does that negate him not winning like big games if he wins the Heisman?
Listen, if he wins, see, we're talking apples and oranges. If he goes out and win big games, then yes, he's worthy of the conversation. But right now, to call him the number 1 pick as a quarterback, I don't think it's worthy of that.
I understand that. Who is worthy of that? That's my see. This is what I think you're trying to make an argument so bad. Why it's not Shadeur? You're not making an argument for somebody else. The guy
because I don't need because that's not the conversation. That's not the conversation.
Let me
whether we like it or not, it's elite.
Go ahead, G-Day.
No, what I'm saying is whether we like the situation or not, the kid is elite talent. See, it's a difference between talent and being elite. He's elite. Just because his team might don't reach the level of his talent or his elite talent, that don't mean it's not good enough. The reason I was mentioning Caleb Williams was to trying to tell you he won the Heisman Trophy the year before. last year his team wasn't there. Does that take away from him being the number one pick? Travis Lawrence, when he first stepped in Clemson, he had to win a national, but his team wasn't all that. So in
but he won. But he won the national championship. What are you talking about?
He's winning every year though. But listen. But for the first game, it seemed like, see, this is what I get from you. It seemed like you want to hate Shador so bad that you trying to make a debate for somebody else, but you can't name somebody else.
No. See, what you got to understand is the debate isn't about anybody else. Deion Sanders has never put anybody else in front. The debate is about, is his son number one? That's the debate. I don't have to put anybody in number one because that's not what we're talking about.
So is the subject is the number one pick? Is that the question?
Right. That's the whole thing.
So if this what is it what number one pick? That's up for debate because guess what? Is it considered? It's in the pool of 1, 2, 3, or 5 people considered to be number one pick.
Yeah. What I'm saying to you is this. No, what I'm saying to you is this. If you're going to put on that train or that montage that I am number one, I am the best quarterback in the nation, okay? To do that, you have to prove that. I can say that all day.
He's not saying
Oh, he is. He is saying that.
Do you want
to saying I'm the best and I'm going to be number one? I hear everybody else saying it. I didn't hear Shador say that.
Yes, he has said it too. They're putting this campaign together. They're putting the campaign together while him and Travis should go number one, number two.
No.
Okay, and I understand that.
I'm not doubting that. I'm just saying that I'm not doubting that machine is trying to put it out there. That Colorado machine and the people that support Deion in the program, of course, they're going to start pushing that. I haven't heard Shador or Travis Hunter, for that matter, say I'm the best and I should be number one. I haven't heard him say that.
I haven't heard Travis Hunter say that. Okay. I haven't heard him, but I have seen interviews with said it over the summer. But what I'm saying to you is, when you put that train out there, and your train's being led by something you do against South Dakota State, okay, they're not even Division I.
Right.
Yeah. So can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
But I don't think him being the top draft pick is predicated on this first game. Like, to me, that's already been solidified, in my opinion. You know, like I said,
and that's what I'm saying. That's my point. That's exactly my point. It's already solidified for you, but yet I can't see nothing that he has done to solidify that.
Okay.
Last year, his last 5 games, he was atrocious.
You already know me, man. I don't consider someone's ability and talent per how their team went. I look at the individual and how great that person is.
I definitely know that.
So let me ask you a question. Let me be real with you. Let me ask you a question. And then let me ask this question and then I'll end my conversation on it. Let me ask you a question, I'll end my conversation. You have the number 1 draft pick now. You're on the clock. You need a quarterback. Are you choosing him?
If I got the number 1 pick, I think I'm taking Travis Hunter.
No, I'm talking. So you won't.
Saying what I'm doing. I'm saying what I'm doing.
So now, you won't take him.
Now you telling me I
haven't even seen all the college quarterbacks, man.
If you want to ask
all the college quarterbacks that are in the conversation, to be like at the top of the draft. Like, I haven't even seen everybody, so I can't.
And that's my point. That is my point. That Deion hype train is running.
The only thing I disagree with you is this. You telling me for you to be the number 1 quarterback, you got to win big games. You got to win it all.
And that's right.
No. Hold. I didn't say you got to win it all. Not win it all. You got to win big games.
You can correct me. Let me finish. I'm trying to listen. I'm asking questions because I want to get a better understanding of what you're saying. No. Let's come down. So this is what I think I'm getting from you, and I want you to correct me. That can he win a big game or can he do this? You have to win. And all I was telling you is that I can name you 10 quarterbacks, right? That was number 1 pick. That team wasn't as successful in college, even their last year or their last 2 years. Okay. That's all I was saying. Away from him being considered number 1 pick.
So let me tell you that that's not my narrative. My narrative is this. My narrative is this. You don't have to win every big game. You don't have to win the national championship. But what you do have to do, you do have to win big games. Not every big game. Stop. Not every big game. Not every big game, but you got to win big games because great players win big games.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? And this is what's going to tell me if you've been objective or not. Right?
Okay.
So you telling me I won't win big games since he's been in college for 3 years?
Yes, that's absolutely what it tells you. He hasn't beaten nobody in the top 25.
No. Wait,
absolutely.
Wait. You play the people on your schedule. Did he win at Jacksonville State?
Hold on. They played people last year in the top 25.
No. Let me finish. You keep saying I will beat the top 25. You lost on that because TCU was top 20 when they played them. What are you talking about?
TCU. Listen, all right. TCU had just went. Listen, TCU had just went to the championship. Listen, they just went to the championship the year before, and they lost all their players. Okay.
That's not your point. Your point say he haven't beat top 25. I'm trying to understand one by one. I said I beat one. He won.
Okay. So, all right. And in 3 years, let's give him one TCU team that was depleted. Okay. Let's give him that. How many top 10? He didn't beat none of them he played last year.
So I'm gonna name some names, right?
No, name and name don't do nothing. You trying to make an argument.
Wait, how many top 25 did Illuminati beat in college? Wait, let me finish. How many top 25 did Abdul Luck beat in college? Wait, let me finish. How many top 25 did Casey Palmer beat in college? How many top 25 do? Let me finish.
You talking Heisman Trophy winners.
Finish. All of them was it. How many top 25 did Drew Bledsoe beat in college? How many top 25 did Matthew Stafford beat in college? How many top 25 did Michael Vick beat in college? How many top 25 Vinny Testaverde beat in college? How many top 25 did Alex Smith from Utah beat in college? How many top 25 Jeff?
Did you want to keep going? That's a hell of a list, boy. That's a hell of a list.
That's what I'm trying to tell him.
That's a hell of a list. Yeah, that's a hell of a list.
All those quarterbacks beat top 25 teams. All of them you just named.
I didn't say they didn't. See, that's the difference. You're not listening to me. I'm listening to you to understand, but you listen to me to.
But why are you naming them? What's the purpose of you naming them?
Man, y'all hijacking the whole podcast, man.
I'm trying to figure out what the purpose of naming them.
Man, move on to something different, man.
All right. One last point, though, man. One last point. I don't necessarily think they got to beat, but when they play top competition, they have to perform well, and I think that's what they need to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Good point.
And I agree. You got to perform well. And my last statement on this is you got to perform well if you want to get drafted. But if you want to go number one, you got to win.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's agree to disagree on number one, right?
Hey, hold up, Mike. Hold up for it quick. Did our ratings just go up? Because if they just went up, that young man needs to stay. That young man needs to get his own box.
Who? He's sitting here with me. G-Day sitting here with me. Now.
If the ratings go up, get him his own box. That's what we're looking for.
Speaker, so he can hear everything.
Let me. Did y'all watch the Fever play? The last game when the Fever played the Sky, right?
Yes.
Did y'all watch that game? You saw that too, Tom?
I saw a little bit of it.
Yeah. So what do you, Clay? What you think about Caitlin Clark, her performance in that last game?
I mean, she's a maestro, man. She orchestrates. She running the show. She was in her bag. I'm gonna say one thing in terms of their recent success. A lot of their recent success has been because defensively they've been playing out of their mind. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now, today's game, they play the wings. Right. If they can hold the wings down in their low 80s, 70s, their defense is legit. But that D gonna get tested. And as far as them, how they playing right now, you can see that people have to pick their poison. Exactly. And she's taking what they give them. Whatever it is, she's orchestrating it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, I will say Kelsey Mitchell should have won the Player of the Week that Caitlin won.
Yeah.
Kelsey should have won that.
Yeah.
But that's nevertheless. But I tell you, that performance she put on against Chicago was a masterclass. Now, they were missing Kennedy Carter. I give you that. But this is what I'm most impressed with her. It ain't even just assisting. It's the IQ. It's like she understands her players' strengths, their weak and sweet spots, where they like the ball, how they like it. She's taking angles and she's setting them up for their sweet spot. That's next level. It ain't just dishing. She gonna make sure you get it in your sweet spot. Shit look good. The girl IQ is off the chart, man.
Well, and let me say this though. She got it. She pretty much like is figuring it out, right? Because when you could pick her up full court and pressure the ball all the way up the court. So now they got this high screen, whereas though the fact that if she catch a high screen like 15 feet behind it or like 15 steps behind that 3-point line, she can hit from there. So you hurting yourself, you know what I mean? So it's like you said, pick your poison. You damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you don't pick her up from full court, then she gonna punish you that way. You know what I mean?
She gonna punish you that way.
Like, would you do that, Mike? Would you play it like? Would you pick up in the backcourt?
At this point, no, because you know why? No. Because you backpedaling the whole time you playing her,
and she coming at you.
And she going downhill. Number one,
she coming
going
at
downhill.
you.
So that means if she got you on a position where she can go left or right, you really have her mercy. You know what I mean? And I don't care how good your foot speed is. If you lean left and she go right, you know what I mean? It's a wrap.
And I was looking at it from the standpoint, like make her handle it, not necessarily to turn her over, but to use up some of that shot clock. You feel what I'm saying? So turn her 2-3 times, and then the shot, you done ran off some seconds off. She can't. It's late getting into the sets. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. That's a good point. You know what's making it difficult too? Is even off your make shots. Indiana's pushing. They pushing pace. They fast breaking off your made shots.
Right.
So they put a lot of pressure on you defensively.
Right.
So let me,
and it takes away from your offense.
Let me say this, because I'm gonna put this elephant in the room and see what you gentlemen think about it. I watched that whole game, okay?
Yeah.
And what I got out of it isn't that she's good because she's doing what she's doing. Did y'all peep the fact that Angel Reese's attitude is terrible?
Well,
did y'all peep that?
I've been saw that, right?
Like when she misses a shot, she shuts the fuck down. Like she don't run, she complains.
Right.
Like it's crazy.
I just saw that. I didn't see that game, but I've seen her do that though, on more than one occasion.
Oh my God.
I've seen her do that. Yeah.
And that's what allowed the fast breaks, and a lot of that fast breaks from the Fever, because Angel Reese will go up, and wouldn't go back and play defense.
Right. She ain't getting back.
I think. Well, let me ask y'all this about Angel Reese, because all right, with Caitlin Clark, Caitlin Clark is just like one. Caitlin Clark is just like one. She got a one-track mind. You know what I mean? And I think Angel Reese, to me, is like she's just doing too much stuff like off the court, which I think is just drawn away from her focus. So
exactly.
When it comes to somebody who's like, you can't be a part-time ball player and compete with somebody who working time and a half. And then
hold up, and she got a double again. She got another double, but a lot of that stuff came garbage.
I'm glad you said that, man. Hold up, I'm glad you said that. I didn't see the game, y'all did, but they said it was a blowout,
right?
And they say she was out the game. They said she was put back into the game just so she could score a couple more buckets.
They didn't take out. She stayed in late in the game just to get it.
Right.
That's
what they said.
I know we need to talk about Angel Reese. That's what we need to talk about.
This is what I'm paying attention to. I'm paying attention to Coach Witherspoon. You understand what I'm saying? Because you got Cardosa down there with her.
Yep.
And Cardosa is shooting very efficient. She's playing good as a big, right? And you got that guard, that point guard, and you got this other girl you just got in replace of Mabry that can shoot well. And I don't understand why the focus, why you not going through Cardosa inside back out, and that'll free Angel up a little bit more. She can just contribute. But this attention you putting on trying to feed her into the post and catering to her mood and stuff like that, I gotta question her as a head coach. You know,
she's trying to feature her. She's trying to feature.
Yeah, she's trying to feature her.
Yeah, trying to feature her on offense down there. She's not that.
Yeah.
She, she's hard working and stuff.
Yeah,
but she's
they got a team that should be giving everybody problems. You got Cardosa and Reese, two bigs like that. That's active on the board.
That's right.
You got a 3-point shooter. You got Kennedy Carter. Can't nobody check one-on-one. You got a team that should be a problem.
All right, so let me say that. Let me say this though, Clayton. So that's where you, like you said, you got two different teams, right? So you got the Fever, and the Fever is playing like they playing team defense, right?
He playing team D.
As though the Sky, they should be playing team defense, but they have athletes on that, like an Angel Reese. She an athlete, right? But she mentally though, she's not performing to the, you know what I mean, like she should be. So the commenter just said, like Teaspoon is dysfunctional because she's not getting these girls to play team ball. They're just relying on like what their physical ability is. You know what I mean?
A lot of people the thing is into question. A lot of people calling on coaching into question. You know what I'm saying? But see, y'all more tuned in to it than I am. So you know what I mean, y'all have a more of a genuine opinion about it. You know what I'm saying? A more knowledgeable opinion about it than I have. But just what I've been reading and stuff, you know, they say they calling in Witherspoon coaching, you know what I'm saying, as well as Reese attitude and things like that. You know what I'm saying?
But listen, as the WNBA, if you put out the narrative Magic versus Bird, okay, and that's what to me is the narrative that they were trying to put out with Angel Reese and what you call. But if one don't show up, if Bird don't show up, you don't have that Magic versus Bird.
Right.
So you got to keep Angel Reese relevant and give her garbage shit so you can talk about a double-double that she had after the blowout to keep that narrative going.
Meaningless. You know what I'm saying? You get the double-double, but you know what I mean? It's a non-factor. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get me wrong, because Angel Reese comes from my alma mater. She comes from St. Francis. So I love her to death. But her attitude that I'm seeing on the court, I'm thinking she's gonna be out the league within 5 years.
So has it gotten worse?
Yeah, that game that was televised, okay, and I watched the whole game. I could see her attitude change from the first quarter to the fourth quarter when she misses a shot. She blames her teammates. She blaming everybody. But the problem is, I can see you getting mad, but get mad on the defensive side of the court. She gets mad and they fast break and they get points.
Well, we got some Angel Reese insight. Somebody close to it. Right?
No, I don't want to say that, but what I'm gonna say is this though. You right to some extent. Like, first of all, like the question about Caitlin Clark, the game slowed down for her.
Yes.
Like whether we like it or not, and whether we turn it to this black and white situation, the game has slowed down for her. The girl, she's a game changer. We don't have to sugarcoat it. The game has slowed down to her now. She know how to get everybody involved. She playing her game. The thing with Angel's been playing basketball since she was young with the same energy. She's very passionate with the game. And sometimes that can rub you the wrong way. When stuff is not going well, and we've watched enough basketball game to understand some people without their passion, that's part of their skill set. A major part of our skill set is our energy, is the passion. Sometimes, it might go wrong, it might go right, but that's who she is. Now it's up to the coach how to tell me to. I watched the game. She got the 10 rebound before they brought her back in to get the 10 point. Was she like 10 rebounds, 7? But that's the most difficult thing to do in that league, in any basketball, is the rebound. Get a rebound and get an assist. Because there's no guarantee somebody you pass it to is going to make it. So she got the 10 rebound. So they brought about it's just about the coach now finding somebody, like because Angel was the same Angel in Maryland that was in LSU. The difference was you have the white coach that was able to tame that passion and energy and put people around her to get the best out of it. So you can't further for having passion. See, you know, sometimes it look negative. Let me know. You're right. Sometimes it look negative because it got to be controlled. Just go back to that what I said about Kelly Cat. Once the game slowed down to her, now you see how she know how to control her passion. You know how she know how to play the game.
Listen, we talk well, and I agree to you to that point.
That's important. That control aggression is, and it got to be channeled. Like you said, you got to find the right coach.
So that comes
with listen. I understand challenging your energy. I understand that. Okay, but y'all got to remember, she's not in college. She's not in high school. She is a professional player. You tried to, the most passionate person that ever played basketball to me was Michael Jordan. And I ain't never seen Michael Jordan take time off because somebody fucked up. You gotta play the game. No matter how mad you get, you gotta play the game.
What do you mean take time off? Because I've seen Michael Jordan went off before he won championship.
Come on, man. Come on.
Listen, I see Michael Jordan show up his teammate when he lost before they started winning championship.
I'm talking about on a play. I'm talking about he don't take plays off. Angel Reese missed a layup in that game. And she stood there and argued with the referee as they Indiana ran down court and made the two.
That's true.
Okay.
Great point.
That's what I'm talking about. She has to understand her passion is great. She has to challenge that passion and get it to both sides of the ball. If you don't make the shot, you run down there and block somebody's shit. You know what I'm saying? So her sitting there, and like I said, I'm an Angel Reese fan. I just don't like the fact that her passion sometimes takes over how good her game is.
And you're right, but this is what I'm saying. I agree with everything you're saying. What I'm saying is this. Now you go back to somebody around, which is basically the coaches, because guess what? I've coached basketball. You know, you guys have watched. I don't know if anybody. If they play, don't do that. I'm gonna hold them accountable. But it's just like a man would do whatever a woman allowed him to do. Just like a player would do whatever a coach allowed. If he think she could get away with that, she would do. That's why I made the reference to the Maryland LSU. It's a lot of stuff she was doing in Maryland that in LSU she couldn't do because he was China. So they were able to channel that and bring the best out of her, use that in a different way.
No, that's a real good point.
Mike, did you see this?
And that's why
did you see the comment?
To the carpet on that.
That's not a problem, but that's not a selfish thing. She won a championship. It's not selfish. She did what's best for her, and she took a team to a national championship. Just because Maryland could not get the best out of her, just like if Witherspoon couldn't get the best out of her, just like Doug Collins couldn't get the best out of Michael Jordan, and Phil Jackson get it, can you blame them? You can't say they're selfish. It's a sport game. At the same time, you have to look out for yourself.
Let me ask all of you guys a question real quick, though. And we just talked about Angel footwork and on offense and making the game easy. Do you believe that she's being enabled with this whole everybody pumping up the double-doubles, saying how incredibly she's playing, and the coach and everything else surrendering to that, her attitude and stuff? Are they enabling her, keeping her from working hard on her game? Because sometimes you can't just keep saying you the greatest. You got to get in there and let her know this is what you need to develop.
If that's true, you know, like if that's what it is, what you just said, definitely they enable them. They're definitely doing that.
Like I said at the beginning, it's the Larry Bird, Magic Johnson thing. To have a Magic Johnson, you got to have the Larry Bird. And even if she wants to develop her game, I don't think, you know, the NBA, her coaches and the team is allowing her to develop what she needs to be a big time WNBA player.
So
that's what I think.
But see, I think the all-star selection and things of this nature is giving her the false impression of where her game is right now.
But she did.
I don't know.
Listen. See, I think I think everybody, I understand where everybody's coming from, and you made a great point. But at the same time, she didn't make an all-star because she was given to her. She deserved it. You know, she's a rookie. Everybody's a work in progress. You know, is she gonna be the same player she is this year? No, well, let me finish. She's not gonna be the same player this year last year. Just like Caitlin Clark wasn't the same player in the beginning now. You understand? So we gotta allow her to grow. I'm not saying you wrong. Everything that everybody's saying, you make a great case. But we can't want something too fast. You know, if the team that's not us.
No, you're right. But
the problem is
real quick, man. As far as the All-Star thing, or the reason I say that, because I believe the girl Kennedy Carter on her team should have been on the All-Star team, not her. That's just from my viewpoint.
Why both of them can't be on the All-Star?
Well, you had 12 spots. So I don't know who you take off. I don't know who you take off.
Let's talk about something we don't want to talk about. And he keeps saying in his, you know, he's saying in a way of Larry Bird or Magic Johnson. What are we talking about right now? What league are we talking about?
WNBA.
Have this ever happened before like this?
In the WNBA?
Like, when's the last time you guys sit
I get it. I know she in the All-Star game.
When is the last time you guys
I get it.
sit on the podcast to talk about WNBA the last 2-3 years?
Yes, I get it.
Right.
I get it. But
we're not saying that's not the.
But check this out, though. But check this out.
What I'm saying is, we're not saying that the WNBA isn't setting them up to be that way.
Yeah,
that's not what we're saying. That's exactly what they needed to do.
No,
your point. I don't understand the point.
Whoa, wait a minute, fellas. One at a time. Go ahead, Tom.
No, go ahead. What's his name? He's making the point. Manny was making the point of Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. That's the strategy. That's the marketing strategy.
Yes.
Right. That's what we're saying.
What I'm saying is he's right about it.
Yes.
I say at the end of the day, she made them relevant when Candace Parker was gone. They brought something. They brought their friend from college, that LSU, Iowa, the 2 years they played together. They brought all of them in. So they took the WNBA to another level. They're not expecting this two to be the championship. They're not the best player in the league. But guess what? They brought something to the league that they've never had before. We all are grown men. Marketing wise, if you're in that position, you will. If your value of your house go up, you're gonna take advantage of it and keep blowing up. That's what it's about.
Right. But no.
It was very smart. It was smart to have them both in the All-Star game. I'm a contest to that.
But
I'm just saying, but some of these things can be enabling her. This is the biggest difference between them two girls to me. Caitlin is extremely self-aware. She'll watch film. I remember that a couple of games ago, they almost lost to Atlanta. And she was caught not taking wide open shots down the stretch. She comes to the press conference. I got to shoot more in certain situations. I'm overpassing. The next time out, she's shooting at the end of the game. She's very self-aware. She learns fast. To me, Angel's not that self-aware, and the people around her are enabling that. That's all I'm saying.
So I'm gonna go ahead.
See, because what I'm saying, when I say the narrative of the Magic Johnson, Larry Bird thing, and those who grew up in the 80s know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? Each one of them elevated their game to the next level so they can be competitive with each other, okay? And the NBA took advantage of that. My whole comment on the situation is, if Angel Reese doesn't fix her game, it won't be the Larry Bird, Magic Johnson thing anymore, because you need that.
And that's
the WNBA needs it.
Don't underestimate the power of the pen and the narrative.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
make your point, Mike. I hate.
Yeah, and that's why I say it comes down to like focus and like what you're like having a one-track mind. So you got somebody like Caitlin Clark. She almost like a Michael Jordan and a Tom Brady in her focus, right? So every time I see Angel Reese, she's promoting something. She's doing
new podcast coming out.
Yeah, she's doing everything except for basketball now. And every time I see this girl Caitlin, she like G, they said you can tell like the game has slowed down for her. Like you can give her a defensive look now that you gave her in the beginning of the season, and she's gonna burn that up.
She's gonna adjust to it.
And let's not talk about what Indiana is doing. Yeah. They went from the bottom of the conference. Now they're seventh in the playoff race. Sixth now in the playoff race. So her game is evolving. Where Angel Reese, their team started strong, but now they're going downhill quickly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So can you say a big part of that is because of Angel Reese and her play?
No, I know. I think it's coaching.
Or you can say
I think it's more coaching.
Witherspoon. Yeah.
I think it's more coaching, but the narrative has to be, and that's what I'm saying. The narrative doesn't get exciting if both players aren't playing at the top of the level of the game. So if Angel Reese at the bottom and what you call him at the top,
I dispute that.
I
dispute that a little bit.
I disagree with that.
Yeah.
Because Caitlin Clark don't care who is. She going through everybody. So,
but I'm not talking about Caitlin Clark. I'm not talking. I'm not talking about the players.
Wait a minute, man. All Angel Reese was for Caitlin Clark was a hurdle. That's it. So,
but I'm not talking about the players. I'm talking about us. I'm talking about the people that tune in to watch the games.
They gonna watch that girl.
They're gonna watch Caitlin Clark. But what I'm talking about, if Angel Reese is at the bottom and Caitlin Clark is at the top, how often are you gonna watch that two matchups?
And the WNBA gonna have to come off that bird magic analogy. They're gonna have to come off of that. If not winning. I see what man's saying. I see what he's saying.
They're gonna have to find somebody else.
Right.
Hey, Tom, this is going to be the analogy for Angel Reese moving forward, right? Because when I gave the analogy of Michael Jordan standing at the top of the hill and then everybody else trying to challenge him and knock him off, that's what it's going to be. Because Caitlin Clark do not care if Angel Reese reach her potential or not. It don't even matter to her.
It don't matter.
She just focused and she on a mission.
I agree with that too. But what it does matter to is the WNBA and the fans. That's who it matters to.
More so the WNBA than the fans, because I don't think it matters too much to the fans, but more so the WNBA is trying to push around.
If you guys pay attention, the narrative is starting to spin into Caitlin Clark versus everybody else. That's what the narrative becomes.
And but why is that narrative spinning like that? Because Angel Reese isn't living up to what they thought it would be.
No, man, you're right. You're right, man. That's why they got to change it. That's why they can't change it.
Well, I think WNBA, but I'm be honest with you guys, I think the WNBA and the other teams created that, not necessarily Angel falling off, because the media is still trying to pump up her historic rookie season. It's the WNBA. Them girls is bumping her. They knocking her down. The girl from Seattle, Skylar Diggins, bumping her. Stuff. It's working out beautiful for the WNBA. They don't think of Angel falling off.
Hold up. And that's why. And let me say, that's why Angel.
They don't need that. No. They don't need it because they already got injected. You know what I'm saying? The fans are there now. They feeling the heat, they tuning in, they got a TV deal. So you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like it is what it is now.
And her cult following is growing by the day because of all these things the media is highlighting. So guess what?
Who's quote following? Who's quote following?
Caitlin is growing by the day. So
we know Caitlin.
So that's what it becomes. But I'm saying that's what it's becoming. So it's not about Angel not living up. It's becoming Caitlin Clark and her cult following just growing by the day. She goes into visiting arenas.
Listen, and we know that.
Standing ovations.
Yes, but we know that. But when it comes to sports, you already know for every hero, there has to be a villain.
The villain is the WNBA itself. That's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying it's not the WNBA right now because of the simple fact the WNBA. Listen, the WNBA hasn't done anything before these two stepped in.
All I'm saying to you guys is the veteran guard in the WNBA. The narrative is becoming the veteran guard against this girl.
Let me ask y'all this. Hold what? Give me one. I'm like, it don't matter. I'm just telling y'all, it don't matter. Like what? It's the Caitlin Clark thing because she is going to go through everybody just like Mike went through everybody. The fact that they beating her up that they showing her full court presence.
Yes.
She overcome it. Everything is just
she's
a hurdle
overcoming.
for her.
Yes.
And just like G-Day said, the game is just slowed down. And once that game slowed down and she masters that game, it's like you'll come to a point where you on the top of the hill and everybody else is trying to
everybody else.
They don't have to promote. She don't need an antagonist. She don't need somebody. She don't need a rivalry.
Hold on. But you say that now, but yet she has that.
For now,
she has it.
When Mike first started out, Mike had to go through Chicago. I mean, he had to go through Detroit.
But Mike didn't listen. But Mike didn't have a rivalry. Mike didn't have no rivalry because they were still talking. They were still talking Bird and Magic. Mike didn't have a rivalry when he first started.
But Mike brought up the Carolina fan though. See what you saying. I understand. So you gotta understand when we talk about the Magic and Larry. He came from Indiana State, Michigan State. They went to the championship. They have this first national TV bring out this fan. So their fans follow them from college to NBA, right? It don't necessarily mean it's Kevin Clark versus Andrew Reese.
Absolutely.
But it's more of the LSU fan and the Iowa fan that they took college basketball to another level. So those people, let me finish. Those people
let you talk.
I said they came to them with NBA. I mean WNBA. So they always gonna have their fans. So the narrative sometimes people try and make it black and white. If you love basketball, it's not really bad. So he's gonna end up being the bad guy and the good guy. Kevin Clark is gonna be the good guy. But they don't really, it's not really against each other. They say Mike had a strategy because they brought something. It don't necessarily mean they're against each other. They brought something to WNBA that make them relevant. So they have the right to milk that. That's all I'm saying. You're right. I'm just saying it's not necessarily to be fair, it's not necessarily we saying, okay, if Kevin Clark do this, and Jewish have to do this. That's not basketball. They're not the same kind of player. They don't play the same position. They don't have the same opportunity. They're two different players. They just brought something to the game that add to the game. So if we really want to be fair, we can't compare them head to head in basketball. It's what they brought to the game. That's all I'm saying.
And the way the game is played now, back in the 80s, when we remember ball in the 80s, it was a big man's game. You know what I'm saying? It was a big man's game. Big men were featured. Whoever played the post, that's who was featured, things like that. In today's game, both NBA and the WNBA is more of a guards league. You know what I'm saying? So the guards, the ball handlers, the shooters, they're more of a featured player than the bigs that's playing down on the low block. You know what I'm saying? So like he just said, comparing the two, they got two different skill sets, two different, you know what I mean, two different type players, things like that. And because it became like a guards game now, Caitlin Clark, because she's so much better at doing what she does than Angel Reese is what she does, Caitlin Clark is that.
So is that like comparing like Mike to Patrick then?
Yeah, or Mike to Akeem or any big back in that day. You know what I'm saying? When the bigs were featured, you go back to the 80s and stuff like that. You know what I mean? When you had Kareem around and things like that, it was a big. The guards ain't real. You had to be exceptional at that time to be, you know what I mean, considered elite as a guard back then. But over the time, when Mike came in, things changed. You know what I'm saying? You had less bigs. You had more people that had skill sets, could dribble, shoot, and things like that.
So first, let's get this straight. Magic Johnson was a point guard. Larry Bird was a small forward. Okay, so let's get this straight, and let's talk about the elephant in the room, because what everybody's trying to neglect is this: the WNBA right now is more exciting than it's ever been because these two players are there, not one but two. WNBA set them up to be rivals. Okay, and let's talk about it. It's a white and hood thing. Angel Reese is from the hood. Caitlin Clark is not. They set this up so we can watch, so we can talk about it. If it was just Angel Reese, it will be another star player going into the NBA and WNBA, and the WNBA will be just like it is. They always have stars, but nobody's able to elevate. This two rival setup from the beginning of when She won when Angel Reese won the national championship. Okay, to where we are at the point now has always been the narrative. Angel Reese and what you call Caitlin Clark. Why do I know this? Because they're playing on national television.
So okay? I agree with you.
So let's not pretend that these two girls don't have a rival, and the WNBA doesn't need that, because they absolutely do. Because if they didn't have it, we'd be talking about one player in the league, and we wouldn't talk about it no more.
But man, is it like a natural rivalry, or is it like created? Is it like generated?
Listen, it was created.
Go back to the Magic and Bird thing.
For the shared moment,
it was created by the NBA, but they were both competing. They was both winning, and they had similar skill sets. Even though Magic was a point guard and Bird was a three, they had similar skill sets. They were both great passers and things like that, clutch players and whatnot. So, like you said this before, that both players got to hold their end up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you go back to Bird and Magic, both did. Now the NBA is creating that, but are both players? Well, in this instance, is Angel Reese holding her end up to this point as a natural rival to Caitlin Clark?
And that's what I'm saying. To me and her skill set, I'm going to say absolutely not. That's why they put her in to get those last points, so she can say in the narrative, I had a double-double.
Yeah.
Okay, to make her relevant in that game. If she doesn't score those points, she's not relevant in that game. So therefore, when you have your two rivals going head to head, and one side is not even relevant, you know what I'm saying?
That's the talking point now. She got to double, so that's your talking point.
How do you expand? The WNBA is not stupid. They want to expand on every single game they can, so they can get that national TV deal, so they can play at ESPN
and that's what they should do. That's what they should do.
And that's all I'm saying. And my whole narrative is, Angel Reese, as much as I love her, if she keeps doing what she's doing, she's going to be out of that narrative.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? She's going to be out of it.
Yeah, I feel that.
Well, let me ask y'all this then. Let me ask y'all this real quick. So, all right, so if Angel Reese don't live up to her, and she'll be out of that narrative. But even, all right, so Flash 357 said, even if Angel Reese didn't exist, Caitlin Clark would still be talked about. So do y'all agree with that then?
Yes. Absolutely. But hold up. So was every number one pick in the WNBA was talked about. It ain't who we talk about, it's who we watch and pay money to see. So that's the point.
I disagree with that comment, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if we're talking about talent, yeah. But guess what? Angel Reese have put Caitlin Clark to another level to showcase to the pool of people that have never seen him. And I'm gonna tell you what I mean. I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that, because sometimes we as Black people, we allow people to create narrative and we run with it. Angel Reese is not from the hood. She happened to be Black. She's
no, stop. Whoa. She is. She came from my house. She's from my Automata. St. Francis is in the hood.
Can I finish? She went to school at St. Francis. She's not from the hood. Period. Let me finish. She went to school. Let me finish. So what I'm saying is this: Angel Reese helped. It become good against bad when LSU beat Iowa, when they beat Louisville, because LSU was going another level. She stopped that. So now it become a black and white thing. I'm not saying Caitlin Clark have the skill set, but sometimes in a movie, you need a hero and you need a bad guy. Angel Reese helped establish her to another level, just like she helped establish Angel Reese to a high level of where the people I find out want to say, okay, we're going to watch Angel Reese for her to lose. So it don't necessarily have to be skill set, but they both brought something to the game. And the reason I was addressing that old stuff is I don't like the part of when we talk about, Caitlin Clark, she's not from the hood. Okay, Angel Reese is from the hood. So every Black person is from the hood. She went to school in St. Francis. She lived in Woodlawn. She's not from the goddamn.
Hold on. Woodlawn is in the hood. Woodlawn is Baltimore County hood. What are you talking about?
But I said, listen, you're a smart guy. You're a smart guy. Let me ask you a question. You're a smart. That's the undertone. Listen, that's undertone when people use the hood. It's supposed to be neighborhood. Everywhere is a neighborhood. So Kelly Clark did not live in a neighborhood. Ask my question, yes or no? So, but
listen,
you know
Angel Reese is from Woodlawn, which is the hood of Baltimore County.
it's
Okay,
a neighborhood in Baltimore County, but
it's
you
the
know this.
hood.
But
It's a hood. Woodlawn is a listen.
Listen to
Listen,
what I'm
I'm
saying.
Talking about old school
You
East Baltimore,
don't
Tom.
understand.
The
You know,
difference.
I just said, listen to me. The undertone
oh my God, yo, come on, yo.
when other
Y'all
races
kidding.
use the hood. That's
Y'all
what I'm
kidding me,
saying.
right?
You know the undertone of the hood. When they say you from the hood, you know the undertone. Come on, man. You smart
You
at that.
kidding. You kidding me right now, right? Woodlawn is the hood. I don't know if you ever been Woodlawn. Woodlawn is the hood. Okay, I don't know if you ever been there, but it's the hood.
But man,
Okay,
this is what he's saying. Listen to me. Listen to what he's saying.
Because I don't think you
I
listen to
hear,
him.
I hear what he's saying,
Well,
and I'm saying he's wrong. I hear what he's saying.
No, because like we have a certain responsibility to when we talk about Angel Reese, right? Because she is from our town, and then when we say the hood, we know that like some people outside of our community, when we say the hood has a negative connotation to it. I mean, can we agree on that?
Yes.
Listen,
Can we
it
agree
does.
on that?
It does.
That's all I'm saying.
It does. But who denies where they're from? She tells you she's from the hood. I know where she's from. Let's not listen. Let's not see. Why do we need to disguise where we from? If you from the hood, you from the hood. She's from the hood. Woodlawn is the hood.
Hey, where you grow up at, man? Man, where you grow up at?
I'm trying to say this, okay? We're trying to. Yeah, go ahead.
Give you a disclaimer, right? Because there's an undertone in the hood, right? And you know what I mean by that. Let me give you a disclaimer. I know where Angel grew up. I know where she lived at. I brought her. You play for me. I used to go pick her brother up, so I know where the house she. First of all, quote unquote, when you use the undertone, the hood for what they saying is not where she comes. So everywhere is a neighbor. What I'm saying is when people use that under hood, it's like you from the ghetto. You from. Is she not? So she from Baltimore.
No,
okay,
who said? Hold up. She is from the hood. Let's stop. Hold up. Let's not see. We trying to disguise what the hood is. She's from the hood. Woodlawn is the hood. Why are we trying to undertone that? That's the hood. I ain't say nothing about ghetto. Ain't no ghetto apartments in the hood. She's from the hood though. She went to St. Francis, a school in the hood. There's no projects in where St. Francis at, but she's still in the hood. She's a hood chick. She represents the hood. She loves the hood. She is hood. Let's stop. That's what she is. The WNBA knew that. They took the narrative because they needed to do that. And let's be honest. Caitlin Clark didn't win. Let me say this. Caitlin Clark didn't win anything when she was in college.
She didn't win anything. Championships.
She ain't win the whole thing. Angel Reese did.
She won.
Angel Reese won the whole thing.
Championship games back to back. That wasn't easy to do.
Who won the championship games back to back?
She did. Caitlin Clark.
Let me say this. Then she had two bites at the apple, and she didn't win either one.
Well, that's a team thing. South Carolina.
Listen. And that's what I'm trying to say. But let's not take away from the narrative because it doesn't fit what we want. Angel Reese's hood. The WNBA knew what they were doing when they put these two against each other. They knew it. They knew at this point in time we will be sitting here talking about these two players. Why? Because WNBA put them against each other.
Well, I think that already happened in college. I don't know but the WNBA is cashing in on that. But I'm gonna say this: at the start, you needed that, but at this point, you don't need that anymore. That's all I'm saying. And if Angel never happened, Caitlin still breaks the NCAA scoring record. They still beat South Carolina the year before when South Carolina was undefeated. They still do what they do. Caitlin Clark, she's a superstar. She had millions and millions of fans from college. Now, Angel might have introduced her to a black audience that may not have been watching her, but the girl was huge, period.
But let me ask you a question. Yeah. Will we still be talking the way we're talking about her now if the WNBA didn't set them up the way they did?
The
Absolutely not.
The WNBA was gifted that.
They still gotta maintain it.
But I'm gonna say this: the nation would still be talking about Caitlin Clark like this.
I agree.
I don't agree. I don't even think we'd be talking WNBA.
So let me say something that's going like let me say something, because sometimes I didn't want to go here, but I'm gonna go there. How many percentage we think we are that we make that much difference?
I'm sorry.
In sports,
in everything, because sometimes we be like, oh yeah, this rapper is better, but like, oh, Taylor Swift. We not that many. Sometimes we allow them to set a narrative for us to set our own people to fulfill it. And I'm gonna tell you where I'm going with that. When they start doing that narrative that she's from the earth, you know what most of those situations always happen? They lift you up, set that narrative, and the same narrative they're gonna use to bring you down, because they're gonna use the same people that look like you to say, oh, she's not black, she's a ooh chick. She's not like us. That's why I was saying that. I'm not saying you was wrong. She's from the city or she's from Woodlawn, but the carnation, the undertone of the earth, it's not, okay, she's black. She's from the city. She went to San Francisco. So that's what I'm saying. Then also, we felt like, oh yeah, we made that much of it different in a situation that we think if we didn't watch WNBA, Kevin Clark didn't have enough fans. They're more than us.
Yeah, a whole lot.
They're more than us.
Yeah.
Come on, sometimes we give ourselves too much credit. That's the ego we have as a black people.
Yes.
Sometimes we give ourselves too much credit, and when we give ourselves too much credit and we put our place, we start turning against each other. That's the setup.
Listen,
they help each other up.
You get listen. If you're from the hood and that's what you want to represent, that you hood and that's where you come from, you can do that. If you want to represent,
let me jump in here real fast, man, because we are old enough at the time. You know what I mean? I grew up down. I know Mike Clayton from over East Baltimore. I grew up down Lexington. Man, I don't know where you grew up.
North Baltimore.
Okay, when we were growing up as teenagers, Woodlawn was not considered the hood.
It's not.
When we were growing up, now maybe it has changed.
I'm from East Baltimore. I'm gonna say this. I'm from East Baltimore. I'm not worried about no dudes or nobody from Woodlawn or nothing.
And let me tell you, let me just say this. And let me tell you this. Hold on. Let me tell you this. Let me just say this. Just the narrative on your point. I own a lot of real estate, and the reason that Woodlawn is hood now is because when they tore down all the projects in Baltimore City, they moved them. They moved them to Woodlawn, Randallstown, and all those suburbs within that division. So that's why.
From the generation behind us,
coming up like Woodlawn. If you came from Woodlawn, like and you came to our neighborhood.
Yeah,
we thought you was from you was a county kid.
You county
right.
kid.
Well, hold up. But let me ask you a question. But you knew Woodlawn was what? You knew Woodlawn was a black county though, right?
Yeah.
You knew Woodlawn was black.
It was an upper middle class like neighborhood.
Exactly. And what happened is
when we were growing up,
exactly. And they tore down all those projects in Baltimore City and moved all those people from the projects there.
And then you gotta remember, it's an age gap between us and Angel Reese. You understand the age gap? You understand? So she's the generation behind us. You understand? So right.
And Woodlawn Senior High School, because I am a police officer, Woodlawn Senior High School has some of the terriblest students in there. Like they
put them out Baltimore City and send them up there.
That's what they were doing. That's exactly what they were doing.
Baltimore City and send them up there. That's right.
Exactly what they were doing.
That's right. Yep.
But I love this discussion though, because like I said, it gets us to the point where as though we're trying to figure out why the WNBA does this narrative about Angel Reese being hood. And I gotta say, because Angel Reese has mentioned her being hood several times. I'm from here, I'm from that.
Yeah, she leans into it. She leans into it.
But what I'm saying is everything you said,
Clayton, I don't think now or going forward, I don't think she gonna like playing that villainous role as much.
Not as much.
When she came in, she embraced it. I don't think she like it as much now.
It's a lot that's coming with it.
Right.
And I'm telling you why. Just like because Angel Reese is probably, what's she like, 23, 24? She don't understand like G, they say she don't understand like the connotations that come with certain, you know what I mean, come with promoting certain things. And so when you get to start making money off of your brand and your image and stuff like that, then you want to, you know, certain changes you have to make. And
the connotation that come with, see, I'm into marketing and all of that. When they start saying, hey, do this from the hood or whatever, and I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. They basically say you a nigga. That's the undertone. And what they're doing is they set you up for failure. So when you don't reach it, or when we already told you from the hood. Because that's why I say sometimes we allow them to create a narrative and we wrong with it.
And you're right. You're absolutely right about that.
You know that. You know everybody that even live in Baltimore City and South. That don't mean they're from the hood.
I grew up in the ghetto and I ain't ghetto.
You understand?
No. We're not. But hold up. We're not talking. No, I didn't say she was ghetto. I didn't say that.
I'm not
I
saying
didn't say she was ghetto.
Speaking.
No, we're not saying that. I'm saying that's their undertone. Not you. I'm saying that's their undertone. That's what they say. That's why it's gonna be easy for when they mean. That's what they collapse. When they start criticizing her, when they start saying like, look, you're gonna see she gonna have more paparazzi in her cover than WNBA player. Because guess what now? They want to show that villain side. They want to show you, like, you know, as good as Isaiah Thomas was as a basketball player that won 2 championships, guess what? They make him a villain against Magic Johnson. Mike Johnson never did not win. But guess what? You understand? So I understand where you're coming from. I was just saying, not for us, but for this new generation of people that are coming up. There's an undertone in every language. See, this they can run with it because they think it's good for now. But in a year or two from now, that word, and I bet you that word is gonna come back and bite every black people that even follow that narrative. Like, oh, she from the hood. Because basically what they're saying, oh, when she fell, you know, the person gonna say, we told you she from the hood. That's our background, but that's not our background. She was right. Her mom played at UMBC. Her mom was a basketball player. People don't know her dad was real good. Her dad played basketball.
Right, and she's not hood per se, because like I said, she graduated from St. Francis, so she has an education. What I'm saying, and the key part to this is, if she understands what's going on in her place, she got to look at players like Dennis Rodman. Remember when Dennis Rodman was on Detroit, he was the villain. You know what I'm saying? As soon as he started playing with Mike changed his attitude about the things he was doing. He was like, yo.
Yesterday?
Huh?
Did you watch the game yesterday? Did you see what she had on before the game?
Yeah, she had the Dennis Rodman jersey coming in. That was
And the thing is, look how Jordan changed how Dennis Rodman viewed the game itself. Dennis Rodman.
Time out, Brian. Time out. I gotta jump in here on that. Time out. I don't think Dennis Rodman view of the game changed once he got to Chicago.
No. I'm not talking about his gameplay. I'm talking about how he plays outside the game. How he became the Dennis Rodman that wears dresses. He wasn't a bad boy Dennis Rodman. He was that clown at that point.
He wasn't a bad boy Dennis Rodman because he was with Mike. Everybody liked Mike. So
that's what I'm saying.
Be bad if Mike got him as a team.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Everybody gonna love her. She will never. So Michael Jordan just brought. See, Michael Jordan was the loved one.
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman was the villain. Dennis Rodman gave goddamn Scottie Pippen goddamn migraine. Dennis Rodman goddamn almost killed John Paxson. Dennis Rodman made goddamn Bill Catridge can't shoot left or right. Dennis Rodman was a pain in the ass with Rick McMahon and Bill Lambert. But people hate, see, like he said, you made a great point from the beginning. It's a villain. So when it came to Michael Jordan, see, everybody hate the villain, but they love them when they're on your side.
That's right. That's right.
One more thing. Before we give Mike any credit for Dennis Rodman, or whatever the case may be, Dennis Rodman flourished the NBA under 2 head coaches, Chuck Daly and Phil Jackson. These guys was masters. They understood assignments.
You gotta give Greg Popovich.
Yeah, Greg, but he didn't fit in San Antonio. But I'm just saying, they understood the psychology of the player. So now what Phil did was allow Dennis certain liberties. This is what I need from you. He didn't try to constrain him, make him conform. Chuck Daly was like a father figure to him. So this is what Dennis Rodman needed. But Phil Jackson gave Dennis Rodman the liberty and the space. And he gave Phil and the Bulls everything he
That's
had.
100% true. That's
right.
100% true.
Man, the point you made early, in conclusion, what the point you made early, that's what Clayton just made. Angel Reese need the white coach.
Yes.
That can understand and know how to channel our passion, our game, and that's all.
Right.
You made that
and you're right.
So
She needs the right people around her.
Yeah.
It's still time. Question, Therese Witherspoon. God bless her, love her as a player, loved as a player and everything. But everybody's not meant to coach certain personalities.
That's right.
And that's where it starts at with that.
Right.
Well, let me ask you this, because let me ask y'all this, because I think if you take Caitlin Clark and you put Caitlin Clark on the Chicago Sky under the tutelage of Teresa Witherspoon, I think you still do y'all think you still get the same player?
No. No.
I think Caitlin Clark, her talent and her knowledge of the game, her ability will trump that. I think it will trump it.
But this is why I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Witherspoon, because it's a certain energy with her and some of the other older vets and black women. It's the energy of her. They felt like when this girl come in the league, she need to pay her fucking dues. I'm not sure if Witherspoon even starts this girl.
Now, I think the game with a right now. Right. Actually, she will be.
Right.
Witherspoon, see, when they say you put out of your environment?
Yeah.
Right? The environment around Chicago Sky is not conducive to winning the long term.
It's not.
If you watch the game and you really pay attention to the little stuff, you will see a lot of stuff that going on that is not going to, in the long term, that's not how you build a franchise.
Some people are cut off their nose to spite their face, man. And to keep a certain thing in place. Now, don't get me wrong, she'd have been under a lot of pressure to put that girl on the floor because of who she is. But I don't know. I think it would have been a clash. I think them equal.
I mean, that's a good point you make. I ain't looking at it that way. You understand? That's a good point. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know that and I'm gonna push back. I don't know that I agree with that, because all right, so we can't have it both ways. Like, all right, so Witherspoon is not, she's not the right kind of coach for Angel Reese, but I think that I think the player has a lot to do with it, like their maturity and their upbringing, right? Because and their background plays a lot into like how they receive the message. I think that Caitlin Clark would be mature enough to be able to play in that environment, especially if it's a winning environment, because like people criticize the coach that she have now. You know what I mean? From the jump, they was like, well, she can't coach Caitlin Clark.
I remember.
I even heard people say that Caitlin Clark needs a strong black coach to coach her so they could take some of the heat off of her from the black players. But that's not it. I mean, if you got a mindset to be successful, then I think, you know what I mean, you got to make the best of every situation, any situation you're in, because you can't always dictate the situation. You know what I mean? So, all right, so now when we talk about Angel Reese, she can't blame her success or her lack of success on Teresa Witherspoon. Now, if Teresa Witherspoon allows certain like a bad culture, and that you know what I mean, or a culture that's not conducive for winning, that's something that right now Angel Reese can't, you know what I mean, because she under contract, she have to go along with that. But there's still some things she can do on the court, far as always putting forth that effort, far as always having like that attitude, far as she could focus, Angel Reese can focus more on basketball, you know what I mean, than like some of the off-court things. And so that's what we see from Caitlin Clark. That's what I'm saying. So I think that, all right, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Clayton.
No, you good, Mike.
Go ahead.
Finish, Mike. No, finish.
That's what I'm saying. That's the difference between the two, because when Angel Reese won that championship over in LSU over Iowa, right? All that summer, I saw Caitlin Clark's posting stuff of her in the gym, right? And And then we talked about and we saw everything that Angel was posting of her was on vacation, right? And so I said 2 years ago, I was like, this is gonna come back to bite her because one person is in the lab and one person is in, you know what I mean, and one person is on vacation. Right. And so that's a product of that's a product of like your upbringing and your surrounding and the people around you.
So you seeing that now, Mike? Is that what's coming to fruition now? You seeing the difference?
That has been the pattern. That's the pattern. You know what I mean?
You make great points, Mike, and I definitely feel like Angel can't blame Teresa Witherspoon, and you make great points in terms of Caitlin Clark. So I wasn't saying they was going to clash because of Caitlin. If it was just about coaching and winning, then I can understand it working. What I was saying is there's something underlying with Witherspoon. There's something about keeping the old guard in place, and there's something about them resenting this young girl coming in, changing the landscape of the WNBA. And I think some of the coaches also resent it. And I'm saying it used to be a thing where no matter how celebrated you was coming in the game from the college ranks to the WNBA, them rookies didn't start a lot.
You got to
yeah, and let's not remember, and Caitlin Clark struggled in the beginning of the year. And she got coached up to become what she is right now. But let's remember the first 5 or 7 games, she really struggled.
I think she just got her legs under.
That's all it takes.
Look at the schedule. Look at the schedule. And she got her legs under her, man. She doing what she do.
Get acclimated. Just to get acclimated, bigger, faster, stronger.
But what I'm saying to you is this, though. As a coach, you know, some coaches would have took out the game. Some coaches would have been like, okay, let me limit your minutes. And then, but her coach said, work through it. Help her work through it.
No,
Christy,
her coach tried to do that.
She was trying to do that. Yep.
And she got drugged. She got drugged. You know,
she was trying to do that.
What's the coach name in Indiana?
Christy Sides.
Yeah, she tried to.
She tried
to work it in like you work a traditional rookie in.
Yeah.
And that almost got her ran out of town.
Yeah. But I will say Christy Sides also, she learned how to coach Caitlin too. So I think some of her schemes and her understanding of the game is there within her. As fans couldn't see it because fans looking for the results. But when you listen to her talk now, she understands. She was telling her team, they got to go all the way down to the baseline field to make the defense go with you, and take some of those blitzes away and all that. She understands what she wants from the team. She also kept stressing defense all year. She's got them playing extremely well defensively. So I think a lot of cutting her was a misunderstanding and not understanding everything that was going on with the team. But she seems like she knows what she wants to do. And I think her philosophy is on point.
No, she allowed herself to evolve. In
yeah.
sport, it's a human nature. Like, just let's go back to Stephen Curry. NBA wasn't trying to accept that. Like, Mike Jackson started that. Like, look, you could do that. See, we all could try to cover it up. As a human being, change or something we've not seen or come on, it's tough for us to accept. Mm-hmm. When Stephen Curry came to the league, it wasn't traditional. Remember back in the days, the world was a point guard got to be a 2-point guy. Right. It wasn't. So it took a while. Right. People keep thinking Stephen Curry did not make an All-Star game the first 4 years in the league.
Well, he almost got traded. You remember that,
right?
Yeah.
And she had an injury. It took him 5 or the 5th year, going to the 6th years to start being on that level. But guess what? They eventually find a coach that believes in and aligned to be himself. So we always have problem in life, especially in sport, to accept change.
Yes.
Remember back in the days, quarterback supposed to sit in the pocket, read and write. You're supposed to run. If you run the corner and wide and move, you're not a good quarterback. Now, every quarterback you have to have mobility. You have to. So the WNBA is now getting to NBA went to. They get into what NFL went to with quarterback. It takes time. Changes take time. And sometimes when changes and transition happen, it's going to be uncomfortable for people. And there's going to be some people in places. Our coach in the beginning was like, yo, she's a rookie. What the fuck are you doing? You understand? Just like when Stephen Curry first did that, they was like, no, you shouldn't do that. If you go look at Mike Jackson, interview back then, Mike Jackson said, no, let them do that. Because I'm telling you, this guy, Klay Thompson, is going to be the two best guy you'll ever see. And people look at Mike Jackson like she was crazy. So everything involved. And it's tough for us to exchange, to involve as a human nature. It takes time. That's all I have to say.
And that's what I meant in terms of the old guard. What she came in doing was not traditional. Even though you had other great players, led to college scoring and all that, they wasn't doing they wasn't as loose with the ball like she is. Wasn't trying some of these passes. This girl do 90 feet assist, outlet pass. I mean, stuff she's doing is not traditional. And it was hard because when your job on the line and you looking at this like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? It's hard to let go of that grip, you know? So that's the point I was making in terms of the old guard. And I don't know if Therese Witherspoon would have been able to let go. Because, you know, she played point guard? She played point guard when she was coming up?
Yeah.
So she controls things.
Right.
So
listen.
I think you make a good point because, like I said, that coach Christy Sides had an issue too with allowing her. Because remember when we played basketball, like even if you made a shot from where they shooting now, you know you going to the bench. You know what I mean? If you shoot a 30-foot jumper, if I don't care if you make it or not, you go.
That's what I'm about to say, Mike. Even if you make it, no, you gotta go sit down. Yeah,
that's an ill-advised shot. The ill-advised shot. You get your ass over here on this bench. Yes.
That's not even one of those situations where a coach be like, no. Yeah. It was like, no, hell no. You know,
get your ass out.
Hey. You keep talking about the old guard, right? And I don't know if y'all been keeping up with the sister Cheryl Swoops. Cheryl Swoops never seemed like she give Caitlin Clark any credit, even for Indiana Fever rise in the standings. Cheryl Swoops give the credit to everybody but her. And see, that's that stubbornness y'all speak of about the old guard. You understand? Not letting go and not wanting change. Like my man said, not wanting change. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's hard to witness, man. It's hard to stomach that. You don't want, especially, with us. And and I'm going to say this frankly, especially with black women. They already got an issue with white women. Because they got this mindset, white women get everything. They take our men, they take the so now you got a young white girl coming in this league doing this stuff. It's a trigger.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I'm gonna say this real quick. If y'all want to watch a good one today, Dallas and them in Indiana. That game gonna be electrifying because
that's a recap.
Yes. Last time they played, Dallas beat them, but they had them up by like 30. But Enrique went off, and they wound up beating Indiana at the end. She scored in the 30s, man, the high 30s, man, that game. But I'm telling you, 4 o'clock. You can get it. That's gonna be a game.
Can I say this before we leave as well?
Man.
Next week is NFL time and go Cowboys.
So what about it?
I'm taking our bet. The Ravens gonna win the Super Bowl this year. They win Super Bowl every 12 years. Who want to take it?
I bet you on that. They ain't winning.
I thought the Ravens were gonna win it. I thought last year was the 12th year, the 2024.
No, this is the 12th year. I take my Arctic all bet. I bet it done with everybody.
Oh, he's in a doubt.
No.
Hey, that's a bet. That's a bet there. Yeah, $1. That's a bet.
If I'm gonna take our bet, I can't. You never know. A lot of people might want to bet.
But no, I bet $1. Yeah, I bet $1.
The Ravens.
I don't bet they win.
Hey, can we start early too? Because the NFL comes on at 12 o'clock.
Oh wait, yeah, we're gonna. I had some stuff to do at the studio today. That's why I started at 12 today. But yeah, we definitely gonna be. What time y'all want to start? 11 or what? Y'all good with 11?
Hey, hold up. If the new young man is gonna be on there, we're gonna turn this into a 2-hour show. He got a lot of good points, and he comes back with some strength.
He too busy.
Need a 2-hour.
He too busy. He might drop in now and then. He too busy.
What time is it going to be?
Every Sunday.
What time? If you have to come in at time, I'll work it out.
I'm going to send this is what I'm going to do, though, Mike. I'm going to send him the link, though. I'll be sending him the link.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because you got to look at our dynamics. We got a lot of old heads, but we don't have none of them young head points that's going to bring it to us like we need it to come. You know what I'm saying?
This cat ain't young, man. Don't let
Hey.
This cat ain't young.
Hey, let me tell you this. Between him,
you gonna let Clayton put you out there like that, man?
No, he trying to make himself feel good with his plan. He's trying to make himself feel good.
I'm just saying this. Between him and the comments, that we have gotten throughout the show, a 2-hour show looks like it's demanded right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially since we coming up to the greatest time in sports. In the month of September and October, we have all 4 sports going on. We need it, Mike. Make it happen as the producer. We need this.
I want y'all paying attention to something. If Caitlin Clark is playing on a Sunday and while the NFL playing, see who get the most views.
NFL is a machine.
All right, let's see.
Everybody that
NFL still gonna get it.
Hey, no. I dig Caitlin Clark. I dig her, but the NFL, that like he said,
we gonna see.
Let me say this. He might got a point. Because if the Carolina is playing the Giants, I am watching Caitlin Clark. Okay.
There you
go. Carolina is playing the Giants.
That might not matter, but NFL is a different.
It's a machine.
It's a different machine.
I get it.
Ain't no way Carolina and the Giants should be no premier game, man. Ain't no way. Carolina and the Giants should be no premier game, man. I'm telling you.
If Jordan was playing while the NFL was playing, I was watching Jordan.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. All right, fellas, man. Hey, it's been a really good show, man. I appreciate everybody. Everybody comments and you know what I mean. So I
gotta say what's up to Tom.
Oh, Tom,
Tom, good.
Shout out to Tom.
Yeah. He came in late.
Yeah.
Tom, we gonna be here 11 o'clock definitely next week, man. And looking forward to your input, Jack. But I want everybody to make sure you go to Amazon and check out my man Clayton book, Trauma. My love letter to the world, and just check out that book, man. And Clayton, P-Day, man, I appreciate y'all.
Thank you for having me.
No problem, man. Thanks for coming on. I'll check y'all out next.
My man, respect.
And my mic boys. All right, Jack.